Hey, what's good guys? My name is D-Free and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion video, and today we will be talking about the return, yes, the return of the man Future Trunks within Dragon Ball Super. So if you guys don't recall, there was a lot of speculation about whether or not he will be the one to return whenever that Toriyama Toyotaro interview linked a few weeks ago. And a lot of people really thought he was one that would come back because it seemed like it was really obvious. You know, they were like, oh, somebody related to the future and things like that is coming back into the series. Just a lot of terminology kind of alluded to this, and it is in fact Future Trunks. Now, let me talk about this with you guys. Big shout out to Herms. Go check that guy out on Twitter. I believe his Twitter is Herms98. I'll link it for you guys down below. But he's the one that basically translates all this. He works with Kanzenshuu and stuff like that, so he's an awesome guy. But anyways, Herms translated all this, so shout out to Herms at Herms98. I'm pretty sure, once again, I will leave that down below for you guys in the description. So basically what happened was yesterday about 7 p.m. my time, Pacific time or so, somewhere like 7:30ish, there was a announcement on the official Dragon Ball Super Twitter page that Future Trunks will be returning in the series within the next few episodes now. So I'm going to be giving you guys my top 3 things I think would be interesting to see happen with the return of Future Trunks in the series. So be sure to sit them cheeks down and get your chicken, like Dr. Blick would say, because you know I'm about to go ham on this video. No. So basically, just to start things off, the first thing I would want to see is just Trunks talking about the history of like how things went for him, because I think that's something a lot of fans have kind of always really truly honestly wondered. It sounds like things were peaceful for a while, but they're not peaceful anymore based on the terminology. They said that he barely escaped from the future with his life and all that stuff. He's a little older now than he was whenever he was back in the series, which makes sense. So it sounds like there was a period of peace after he left and he destroyed the androids and Cell and all that stuff. I want to know what happened in that period. I don't want them to have him come back and say, oh, this is what's going on, how do we fix this, like he did last time, because I feel like with Dragon Ball Super and the storytelling being sometimes spotty, that's a legitimate concern, because they could come back and just be like, hey, you know, a few years after I returned, this happened, and I want to know what happened in that few years after you returned. So that's my thing. I want to know how things were, if the guy got married, if he got a chick, if he had any children, how much time has passed, all that other stuff, everything in between, from the moment he arrived back there, destroyed Cell, and lived happily ever after until this stuff happened. So that's what I want to know. So the next thing is I want to know if this guy's gotten any stronger, because if you know where he left off, he was in this place where he was a grade 3 Super Saiyan, which is basically the bulky one, but not the super bulky one. No, that's grade 2, and the super bulky is grade 3. But anyways, he was at this place where he was like weaker than Perfect Cell, but stronger than the android. So he's in that general power range. But the thing is that for Trunks to be relevant and not follow suit with his Xenoverse counterpart, he needs to be stronger. So how can you make Trunks relevant in a way that he's stronger? Could you give him God Ki? Yeah, maybe, but I feel like that's a little outlandish. It would just be too easy for everybody to get God Ki at that point. I really don't want to see a Super Saiyan God Trunks. That's just my opinion. If you guys do want to see that, let me know down below in the comments. And not just whether you want to see it, let me know how you would make it work, because that's the thing. How would you make this work? I think it's perfectly plausible to say this guy has achieved Super Saiyan 2 throughout these years at least, but I don't think like Super Saiyan 2 really makes him relevant either. He probably needs to be at least somewhere around Ultimate Gohan versus see, the Super Saiyan 3 form, maybe Goku versus Buu, that area. You know, I think he needs to be somewhere in that area around Fat Buu's strength to be at least somewhat relevant in this series, because the reality is, I'm just going to break it to you guys, no matter what happens, this is going to come down to Goku fighting whoever the main villain is, who, spoiler alert, if you guys haven't checked it out, should be like a black Goku. We don't know if that's evil Goku. I'm not going to get into all that here, but it's going to come down to that. But Trunks needs to do something. He can't just be Xenoverse Trunks to be like, hey, go fix this. Hey, go fix that. Hey, go jump over there over that fence and fix that shit too. But that's pretty much how I feel about that. The guy needs to get some sort of power up, in my opinion. And the last thing, this is actually the most anticipated part for me of this arc. I don't care about the fighting. I don't care about anything else. I don't care about Trunks returning, to be honest. The part I really care about, if he's coming back, I want to see this guy's interaction with the other characters. If you guys remember after the freaking Resurrection F arc, where Trunks was like, oh, I want to fight Frieza next time, I'm gonna cut him in half. Everybody paused and looked at him. I was like, damn, that's crazy. How does he know? How does he have that foresight to know about, you know, Future Trunks? Like, everybody was like, oh, okay. So they kind of just made a little wink and nod that, hey, they haven't forgotten about this guy. And it's interesting too, because in Xenoverse, in the GT DLC, there's a plot line where you're fighting, and at the end, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta are there, and Xeno Trunks shows up, and Vegeta's like, oh, you're Trunks. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. Like, how would these guys interact after years after this guy left? That's what I want to see. And just imagine the comedic gold with Trunks and Goten, Kid Trunks and Goten, seeing this older Trunks, where Trunks is going to be like, hey, why do you look like me? Are you me? Like, it's just like amazing. And then Goten would be like, Trunks, why does he look like you? You know, just like there's so much amazing stuff that could happen with just his interaction with other characters. They'll ask him how he was doing. That kind of feeds into my first thing with like his history and how things went for him. I want to see him see Gohan as an adult, see Gohan's daughter, which is awesome. You know what I'm saying? It sucks that Bra's not there. It would be amazing for him to see Bra, because apparently she doesn't exist in this timeline just based on how these guys died. As a matter of fact, it'd be interesting for him to see Goten, because Goten doesn't exist in this timeline either, because Goku died from that heart virus too soon. So it's like, all these different mechanics, all this time has passed. I want to see how Trunks just would react to all that. So I'm totally fanboying out over these things. Hopefully Dragon Ball Super doesn't let me down, because the thing is that I am okay with Trunks coming back. I feel like it's the easy way out, but whatever. But the thing is, I'm okay with it as long as you do it right. Do it right, please. This show, I always find myself like, hey, let's do this way, let's do this way, because it'll be amazing, but they never deliver on it. So like, please, Dragon Ball Super, please do this right. That's all I really want to know. Let me know your top 3 favorite things that you would want to see from Trunks in this arc when he comes back, the Trunks arc. But that is it for me, guys. Subscribe if you happen to be new to the channel. We do this shit all of the time. Leave a like. Let's try to hit a like goal of 20 likes, or 20 likes, 25 likes. Let's do 25. That's a little better. But yeah, subscribe if you're new. Leave a like, all that other jazz. But that's it for me, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace out.